Alright, little update. I refined the jig just a little bit. That makes every one of these pretty much the same. Bevels are all pretty clean and very much the same. That little guy right there takes it out, does the trick. This is what they look like when they come out of the CNC after I just cut the husk off of them. I just trimmed the edges around a little bit on that, just touch it off, stick it in there, give it a few turns, sand that side so they're all nice and square, and then I'll put it in there and I cut the bevels off of it. Works quick. This is on a little locking pin, a model gauge slot, so it just rides up there. I think this is the first time I made a jig for the belt sander, table belt sander, but anyway, this came out of my old box joint jig. I'm still making stuff out of it, and I've got some new CNC pieces being made for the downdraft blocks. Alright, I'm sanding that rough end off. This is the last one. I sanded so I see that little dot still in there, and I just basically poke through and then knock that out of it. So you see there's a bunch of my desk stop. Alright, I pulled the last two of my other ones out. They're too short for my box. And I'm not going to use all these for locking, but I'm going to use them for the extending pegs so that they go down in there. Anyway, there's my horde of them. Alright, cutting out some rounds. This might be a little bit big, but I'm going to try. See how they work. Array copy, so make the tool pass one time and then vector takes those and they array copy all the tool pass and everything, so then they got to do like make one and then it does the rest. So pretty sweet. Got to customize and do on the rest of them. It doesn't work very well, but just making one part and you want to fill a sheet up, it's fast and it's really good. Alright, once you get these off the bandsaw and they're in just a solid form, it's probably a good idea to run a little sander over them, just a fine sander to kind of clean them up, because they're just a hair tight, but not much. It's the real quick sanding and then they'll fit. And then run them through your cutoff jig. The cutoff jig is works really well, but it's problematic because you got a 45 going on in here, and once it's cut, you got two opposing halves that are doing the same thing on that board as far as opposing each other and going out of line. So trying to get out of there is a little fun. Basically, once the block was in there, my dowel was in there, then I just left the blade through the cut past it, because if you try to back it up, the two dowels would go into a fight because they're opposing and they would try and get wide and go in at an angle. So I use this to push the dowel out, and then after I was done, then I would pull the blade back out and start the blade over again and run. And I put a push clamp right here to hold it. That worked out fine. And once I got that tweaked, that was going along real good with that, and it was doing a good job. Okay, once you get that done, and you've got the two parts, and you have the 1/4 inch, the 0.3 hole through that round thing, and you got it cut, and you just kind of have it there with the two parts. The part that gets glued into your part, it needs to be reamed out, and the part that's down there with the carriage, it needs to have a little bit bigger hole. This is oak, so you're not just going to push it in there. This one here needs to have a little bit bigger bit than a 1/4 inch, and it's just a hair sizer so that it makes room for that little square head. Once you get that drilled in, just not very far, and then I generally would glue these in, and then after they're glued and set, I would take these two bits and I would ream that part with that bit and then come back with this bit, and so this is considerably bigger than a 1/4 inch. I think when he was talking about it, he was like 6 millimeter and he went to 10 millimeter. So if you don't elongate that top hole, you'll have trouble getting them out of there, out of the holes. So you got to have this top hole, this part right here that goes up by the carriage bolt, that needs to be reamed considerably bigger than the part down here. I would say almost an 1/8 inch bigger in the size of the hole, so that way we can jiggle it and then get it to come out. So that made all the difference in the world. Everything's working great. I've got 5 or 6 different kind of jigs here. and they're working good. On my box, I'm bottoming out right here on my vent, so I can't use these deeper ones here. The shallower ones I could, but the deeper ones they'll bottom out, and then if I try and use the angles right here, yeah, this one actually works. But anyway, these haven't been reamed yet, so I got to ream these, all of these, and get them to where they're, they're, because when you ream them, the offset goes quite a bit bigger than what it is if you just pull them tight. So this is the bigger piece, and we're just going to run them 2 drill bits in there, and you see how big that is. It's not much bigger than the carriage bolt. And I'm going to run them 2 bits in there, and we're going to widen that out. So let me get that done. All right, so I just reamed that hole out with the first bit. Let me go to the second one. I reamed it with the second hand, and we're going to look at the 2 ends now. All right, so it's almost 1/8 of an inch bigger than the one with the carriage bolt. And, that one right there is pretty tight. So that if you look at the hole, carriage bolt is right there. Let me slip them together. Now, that does 2 things. Number one is it gives you a big old place there for your dog to bite into the sides, and so it swells up, makes it fight. It also allows that to giggle and wiggle when it's coming out of there, so that you can get the thing out of there. Otherwise, trying to get it out of the hole without that slop in there, that makes it come out. And it's not much, but it makes all the difference between it working right and not working right. So anyway, that's a good deal, and he did a great job. And that was Casual Do-It-Yourself DIY. Casual DIY on YouTube. All right, there's one with just a carriage bolt, and great idea. Anyway, let me put them rounds on there, get them sanded, see how they work. All right, when I get done with all these jigs for a project, I generally will put a common hole, put a tie wrap in them, put them together. Then I'll write on them what I use them for. This is like for the rigid sander, today's date, what it's used for in the process, because when I get a year or 2 down the road, I'm sitting there going, what is that thing for? And this is another one, and then of course this is the bandsaw sled, and I do the same thing. So I'll hang that over there in the back corner with my jig stuff, and back way back in the corner, and it'll hang there until I need it again. It's not a bad idea when you're cutting this to bring up on the top so the last cut is just barely marking it. And I've done it with the laser, but I thought, I can just do that with that blade, just bring it up so that the last cut. And I'm doing that because when you throw them all in, and put some pins in it to hold them in place, and then just rerun the cut at the right Z height. All right, put 2 pin nails in each one of them washers. And like I said, the pin nails is like a sewing lady with a sewing needle. She's just putting bobby pins in there to hold them in place, and that's what I'm doing here. Let's get her cut out. And it worked out good. They're all in place, except for the ones that I've been plucking out with a screwdriver and taking over on the project. And so that's the answer to my issue right there. All right, here are all my gadgets that I've made for this. You can pick up every one of this box off of these things. They're all locked in, locked in tight. And as far as this goes here, let me loosen it up and pull it out. So this was the washers, that little lip right there. If you don't get that captured by the washer, or your top has got to be thicker, then they'll hang up. But man, they work good. If you want them to lock down, they work good. So I made a bunch of these washers up. But on all of these guys right here, just loosen them up, and out they come. I'm doing it with one-handed, but you can put them in any direction and lock them down. This one here, pull out of there, put that someplace right here, lock it in. And like I said, I'm doing it with one hand. Just get her tight. And there she is, picking that whole thing up again. So that's locking in. And of course, it'll get in there nice and tight. But anyway, and that's sliding. That one's done. This is of course, that's another locking. It's one of them because I needed 2 hands just to pop that loose from there. It was stuck in there. So anyway, So that one's down in there. You know, of course, to tighten it up again. You know, to hold it down there and tighten it, and then loosen it like that. Of course, they're brand new, so they're still pretty tight. And then your bigger boxes, they come out of there. Move them things around where you want to move them to. Lock them in place. Set this where you want it to be at. Reach out there so much, adjusting, that kind of deal. And she's gonna stay in there. It's not coming out of there. If it does, just tighten it up a little bit. I mean, those two things, they come together. So anyway, the shorter ones are the same way. Pull that out of there, turn it that way, lock it down. You know, she's not going anywhere. So there you go. Pretty cool. Anyway, this little guy here worked out real well. That one's kind of a spin on a little bit different deal, but they all lock and kind of move in. And if you want to put this one in here with a corner on it, they're different deals. And the secret of that was the washers. To get them to where they slide in and out was easy. Was the washers. If this is only a quarter inch, most bench tops are at least 3/4. If you go looking at this dog, that split on that 45 on the top side up, if it's not captured by something like this, that one ring right here, if it's not captured, that little hangnail thing will get up in there and it will bite into the bottom of the cabinet and it won't come out. It goes in fine, but it won't come out. So anyway, so yeah, there you go. They all came out really good, 100% working great. And if you want to, change it around, it all fits good. My plans for the CNC are there. And if you want to modify the reach in here, they work good there. So try to keep a low profile as far as the pieces go. And with, anyway, so it came out really good. And yeah, there you have it. Looking good. A successful thing.